Okay, I am live again. I think this is, let me just check. Restream. Yes. All right. Hopefully, devotees are able to join. Okay. Yes. Live again. Think we Okay. So now, where did we leave off? Thank you, everybody. That was embarrassing, but I don't know. I didn't have any other option. Maybe I should give a couple minutes for everybody to join again. Um, Okay, while we wait just a little bit for everybody to join again, I'll just go back and um, let's reread this. How Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains. Oh, Haridas Thakur is now mentioning to Mahaprabhu the 10 offenses. He says, criticizing sadhus, considering the various devas to be independent of Krishna, showing disrespect to Nam Tattva Guru and the Shastra, creating a mundane interpretation of Harinam, or considering the name to be imaginary. So these are both one thing. Performing pop or sinful activity on the strength of the name, giving the holy name to those without shraddha, and equating Krishna Nam with auspicious material activities. I will now continue to explain these offenses. The author of the Puranas, Vyasadeva, states that anyone who is inattentive to these offenses is insane. Anavadhan, that's the 9th offense. Anavadhan, according to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, is. And in the Padma Puran verse, the word is pramad. And so pramad means what is it? Anavadhan. I want to see that in the dictionary actually. And then let's we had 10 people on YouTube before, and now there's only one person. Guess anyways, what to do? Um, this is kind of I'm just Anavadhan. Anavadhan means inattention, carelessness, negligence, want of attention. Okay. Now, the 10th offense is one who knows the glories of the holy name, but does not worship him and remains attached to the concept of I and mine, becomes immersed in the world of repeated birth and death. Okay, so now the first offense, criticizing sadhus. Now I will speak about the first offense, criticizing sadhus. By this offense, everything is ruined for the jiva. How come it says there's only one person there and there's 10 people there before? Did nobody come back? That's strange. Huh. The, I'm just writing in our WhatsApp group again. The new YouTube link is above. Okay, anyhow, what to do? Okay, so deliberating upon the two symptoms of a sadhu, the natural and marginal qualities. And I looked up this because this is a very common term that we see all the time, Swarup Lakshan and Tatastha Lakshan. And I looked it up. One second, let me just find this. Here. So this is just what I found online. This might not be totally bona fide. Let's see though. Um, so Swarup Lakshan, Swarup means own form or essential nature. And Lakshan means characteristic, right? So a Swarup Lakshan defines something by its intrinsic essential nature, which distinguishes it from everything else. It is a definition that is inseparable from the object being defined. So it's the object's very Swarup. It's um so an example is the Swarup Lakshan of fire is heat and light. Fire cannot exist without these qualities of heat and light. So that's a Sarup Lakshan. In Vedanta, the Sarup Lakshan of Brahman is given in the Upanishads as Saccidānanda, like that. Okay. Um, well, that's not how we understand it. Para Brahma would be, but not just Brahman. Oh, wait. And then, so the Tatastha Lakshan is the extrinsic or marginal definition. So Tata means shore or border, and Sta means situated. Tatastha Lakshan is a definition based on temporary external characteristics, which may change depending on circumstances. It is not Swarup, it's not inherent, but rather a situational characteristic. And then an example, the Tatastha Lakshan of fire, could be burning wood. Fire may burn wood, but it also can exist without burning wood. So, yeah. Definition of Sarup Lakshan, intrinsic, essential nature. The definition of Tatastha Lakshan is external, situational characteristic. Example of a Sarup Lakshan is the heat and light of fire, and the Tatastha Lakshan would be the burning wood. So, and then it says in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the Sarup Lakshan of the Jiva is that the Jiva is an eternal servant of Krishna. Jiver Sarup hoy Krishner Nityadas. That's the Sarup Lakshan of the Jiva. While its Tatastha Lakshan is that it is a marginal energy, Tatastha Shakti, with the potential to be influenced by either spiritual or material, the spiritual or material energy. Okay, so now, O Lord, in the form of Krishna, you've explained the qualities of a sadhu to Uddhav in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam. I'm not going to go through all these qualities because we went through it last time, but he's compassionate, tolerant, impartial, devoid of malice, the very essence. So all these qualities, pure-hearted, benevolent to others, unagitated by desires, intelligent, mild-mannered, all of these are Tatastha Lakshan. But the Swarup Lakshan is the one in the very middle here, which means he is exclusively surrendered to Krishna. That is the Swarup Lakshan of the devotee. And all the rest are Tatastha Lakshan. That he is vigilant, sober, victorious over the six urges, prideless, respectful, expert, non-duplicitous, and wise. So, O Lord, all these qualities are of two kinds. There's the Swarup, the intrinsic, inherent characteristics, and the Tatastha Lakshan, the marginal. I will describe them both. Exclusive surrender to Krishna is the only Swarup Lakshan. All the other qualities are counted as Tatastha Lakshan. When by good fortune someone attains the company of sadhus and a taste for the holy name, they chant Krishna Nam and take shelter of Krishna's feet. This is how the Swarup Lakshan appears. How does the Swarup Lakshan appear? When by good fortune someone attains the company of sadhus and a taste for holy name, they chant Krishna's name and take shelter of Krishna's feet. That's how this exclusive surrender to Krishna appears. Chanting the holy name in the association of devotees. By continuous chanting of the holy name, other good qualities come. All the Tatastha Lakshan, they all come automatically. All other qualities are counted as Tatastha. They will certainly appear in the body of a Vaishnava. Now, this next section. One does not become a sadhu by the external signs of varnashram and various kinds of clothing. The symptom of a sadhu is exclusive surrender to Krishna. Okay, so all these other qualities and also varnashram, the way the Vaishnav, these are not, that's not what makes somebody a sadhu. The only thing that makes somebody a sadhu is Krishnaika Sharan. Varnashram is comprised of various kinds of clothing and paraphernalia, but these are not counted amongst the qualities of a sadhu. The quality of a sadhu is Shri Krishna Sharanagati, surrender unto Shri Krishna. From his mouth comes Krishna Nam Sankirtan. So Grihi, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, and Nyasi are the first division of Varnashram. Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Vipra are the second division. So yeah, we know the meaning of that. Don't think. When one has the qualities of a sadhu, one's position is not determined by these divisions of Varnashram. The Shastra ordains that one is a sadhu due to his exclusive surrender to Krishna. So now, Srila Haridas Thakur will explain the symptoms of a householder sadhu and of a renunciate sadhu. So first, the symptoms of a householder sadhu. On account of his service, O Mahaprabhu, you taught Raghunath Das the essence of how to be a householder sadhu. You told him, and then he goes through these instructions that Mahaprabhu gave Raghunath Das Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. First, these three instructions, and then later when he renounced home, then Mahaprabhu gave him other instructions. But first, Mahaprabhu said, Stira hoye ghare jao, na ho batul, krame krame pai lok, bhava sindukul. Mahaprabhu, you told him, be peaceful, go home, don't become a madman. Eventually, a person may cross beyond the shores of the ocean of birth and death. Markata vairagya charo loka dekhaya jata yoga vishay bhunja anasakta hoya. Give up monkey-like renunciation and showing off to the public. Whatever material things are appropriate, for now you should accept them without attachment. So accept all these material things which are appropriate without attachment. Don't make a show of being a sadhu like a monkey. Antare nishta koro bahye loka vyavahar achire Shri Krishna tomai koribe udhar. Deep within yourself, remain focused. Have your nishta, your dedication, your devotion to Krishna internally, inside. Don't show outwardly. Outwardly, loka vyavahar. You can engage like an ordinary human, like an ordinary person, an ordinary man. So nobody will be able to detect the deep thing that you have in your heart for Krishna, your dedication to Krishna. Externally, you'll look like any other ordinary person. And then very soon, Krishna will save you. If you do this, then very soon, Krishna will deliver you. And then after Raghunath Das Goswami left his home, and then Mahaprabhu gave him these instructions. So these are the qualities of the sadhu who has renounced household life. Later, when you saw that Raghunath Das Goswami had accepted renunciation, you gave him these instructions, which are wonderful to hear. And these are also from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Gramya katha na shunibe, gramya varta na kahibe, bhalo na kaibe, ar bhalo na poribe. Do not listen to common talk and do not speak such words. Do not eat luxuriously, nor dress nicely. Do not Amani manada Krishna nama sadalobe, Raje Radha Krishna seva manase koribe. Do not expect any honor, but offer all respect to others. Always chant Krishna Nam, and within your mind render service to Radha Krishna in Vraj. Okay, so now these are the one quality shared by both the householder and the renunciate devotee. The Swarup Lakshan is the one quality that is respected everywhere. The differences of ashram, etc., are all tatastha. They are the marginal characteristics. If I see someone who is completely surrendered to Krishna behaving badly, I will still say he is a sadhu. Everyone should serve him. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, taking exclusive refuge in Krishna and no one else is the Swarup Lakshan of Bhakti. Whoever has this, yes, of course. Whoever has this Swarup Lakshan of exclusive surrender to Krishna certainly has the Tatastha Lakshans, the marginal characteristics. But if someone takes exclusive shelter of Krishna, the Tatastha Lakshans may only manifest in him partly and not completely. Thus, it is observed that some misconduct may be there in him, yet he is still a sadhu. This is a statement of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavat. Therefore, I will always endeavor to worship such a devotee constantly. Thus, this Siddhanta is particularly confidential. Tell me, is there any end to such mercy? Okay, so one who criticizes, now this is the next section. One who criticizes a sadhu who has exclusively surrendered to Krishna for his previous pop or remaining traces of such deeds is an offender to the holy name. This is where we read up to last time, I think. Yes. So we'll read the Bengali from this point on. Krishna name ruchi jabe hoibe udoy, eka name purva pap hoibe kokoy. When a taste for Krishna Nam arises, and somebody even once chants the holy name, the results of his previous pop are destroyed. Okay, so when a taste of Krishna Nam arises, and a person even just once chants the pure holy name, then the results of his previous pop, all his sinful activities, are destroyed. Purva papa ganda tabu thake kichudin, namer prabhave krama hoya pore kina. But traces of pop, of sinful activity, may still remain in him for some days. But by the power of the holy name, they too are eventually destroyed. It says a smell, right? The ganda of previous sins will still be there for kichudin for some days. But by the power, by the namer prabhav, by the prabhav, krame hoya porikin, gradually they will all disappear, be destroyed. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura writes a note here. He says, when there is a taste for the holy name, when there's nam ruchi, the results of previous pop cannot remain. A trace or a smell of previous pop may remain, but that will also be destroyed after a few days. Shigra sheg papa ganda vidhurita hoy, parama dharamatma boli hoy parichoy. Very soon, any trace of bad deeds, any pap gandha, goes away. Then such a person becomes known as a parama dharamatma, a supremely virtuous person. Je koek din she gandha nahi jai, sadharan jon chokhe papa boli bhai. During the period that this trace does not disappear, when there's still some smell of pop, to the eyes of ordinary people, he may still be considered as impious. She pap dekhiya je Sādhu-nindā kore, purva papa lakhi puna avagya achare. Seeing his transgressions, they may criticize that sadhu, also pointing out his previous bad deeds. Also pointing out his previous bad deeds, they may show contempt towards him. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, if one is fixated on a devotee's previous pop before he surrendered to the Lord, or on that pop which remains, but is almost eradicated, then this is considered to be criticism of a Vaishnav and is a great offense. Shaito pashandi Vaishnaver ninda doshe, Nāmāparādha maji pore Krishna roshe. Such a person is an atheist, is a pashandi. By criticizing a Vaishnav, he commits an offense to the holy name. Krishna becomes angry with him, and he falls down. Krishnaika Sharanatai Sadhu Lakhan. Apnake Sadhu Bolia Porichoy Dawa Dambikata. The quality of a sadhu is that he takes exclusive shelter of Krishna, but it is arrogance to identify oneself as a sadhu. Krishnaika Sharan Matra Krishna Namagai Sadhu Name Parichita Krishner Kripai. One who takes exclusive shelter of Krishna and chants Krishna Nam becomes known as a sadhu by the mercy of Krishna. Krishna bhakta vyatita nahi ko sadhu ar, ami sadhu boli hoy dhamba avatar. Only the devotees of Krishna and no one else are sadhus. But those who declare, I am a sadhu, they are the avatars, they are the embodiments of arrogance. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains the Dambha avatar, the avatar of arrogance, refers to proud people who wrap themselves in the flag of religiosity, the Dharma Dwajis, who dress like sadhus only to live comfortably. Dharma Dwaji means they just wave the banner of Dharma. They just show, yes, I am a, but actually they aren't. It's all show. Swalpa kare sadhu nirnoy. A few brief words on deciding who is a sadhu. She bolibe ami din Krishna ikasharan, Krishna nama jar mukhe sadhu she jan. One who says, I am a fallen person, who has taken exclusive shelter of Krishna, and whose mouth chants Krishna Nam, such a person is a sadhu. Who is a sadhu? A sadhu is one who says, Ami Din, I am fallen, and who is Krishnaika Sharan, and who chants Krishna Nam. That person is a sadhu. So 3 characteristics he's given there. Ami Din, Krishnaika Sharan, and Krishna Nam, Jarmuke. He in whose mouth Krishna Nam is there. So, and now here's like a Bengali translation of the verse Trinarapi Sunichena. Trina hoite hina boli apanake jane सहिष्णु तरुर न्याय आपनाके माने निजे तो यमानी आर सकले मानद तार मुखे कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण रति प्रदा. A person who considers himself to be lower than straw, who is tolerant like a tree, who does not desire honor from others, who gives respect to all, and whose mouth chants Krishna Nam, such a person can give Krishna rati. That person can give affection towards Krishna. Nāmāparādha Vaishnavi sadhu, tan nindai aparad. So a Vaishnav is solely he who is absorbed in the name. That person indeed is a sadhu. An offense and blaspheming him is an offense. Like see the Bengali here. It says Nāmāparādha Vaishnavi sadhu. Only somebody who is absorbed in the holy name is a sadhu. And only criticizing him is real offense. Yeah. Heno sadhu mukhe jabe shuni ekanam, Vaishnava boliya tare koribo pranam. Any sadhu from whose mouth I hear the holy name even once, I call him a Vaishnav and offer respects unto him. Vaishnava she jagar guru jagater bandhu, Vaishnava shakal jive sada kripa sindhu. A Vaishnav is the guru of the whole world. He is a friend to the world. A Vaishnav is always an ocean of mercy to all jivas. Eheno Vaishnav ninda jai jana kore, narake poribe she janma janmantare. Anyone who blasphemes such a Vaishnav falls down into a hellish condition birth after birth. Bhakti labhi bare ar nahi ka upay, Bhakti labhe sarva jiv Vaishnava kripai. There is no other way to obtain bhakti. Every jiva must attain bhakti by the mercy of a Vaishnav. Vaishnava dehete thake Shri Krishner Shakti, She deha sparshe anye hoy Krishna Bhakti. Shri Krishna's potency rests within the body of a Vaishnav. Just by touching his body, others may achieve Krishna Bhakti. Now here's a note from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, Hladini, the pleasure-giving potency, and Sandhini, the knowledge potency. Sambit is the knowledge potency. That's a mistake. Hladini and Sandhini merge and become the Bhakti Shakti, the potency of devotion. Bhakti is acquired in this way. Is it not a mistake of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur? I'm talking about the translation. But it says Hladini and Sandhini. They merge and become the Bhakti Shakti, the power of devotion. Bhakti is acquired in this way. A Siddha Bhakta, a perfected devotee, transmits the Bhakti Shakti to a sadhak, a practicing devotee. Then he becomes perfect and transmits bhakti to other sadhak jivas. By specifically engaging in the spiritual activities of bhakti, the Atma eventually becomes situated in perfection. When the Atma is free from aversion to bhakti and is inclined towards it, then a perfected devotee who is full of mercy transmits bhakti to that Atma. This is a secret. So that's Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation of Shri Krishna's potency rests within the body of a Vaishnava. Just by touching his body, others may achieve Krishna Bhakti. Vaishnava adharamrita arpada jal, Vaishnaver pada rajatin mahabhal. The nectar from the lips of a Vaishnava, his food or drink, the water that has washed his feet, and the dust from his feet. These three things are most powerful. The nectar from the lips of the Vaishnava also refers to his Harikatha, to the Vaishnav's Harikatha. So, Vaishnavir Shakti Sanchar, the transmission of a Vaishnav's potency. Vaishnava nikate jadi boishe kotokhon, deha hoite hoy Krishna Shakti nisaran. If one sits near a Vaishnav, after some time, one will experience Krishna's potency emanating from his body. Emanating from his body. One sits near a Vaishnava, after some time, one will experience Krishna's potency emanating from his body. Shre Shakti Shadavan Hridoye Poshiya, Bhaktir Udoy Kore Deho Kampaiya. When that potency enters the heart of somebody who has Shraddha, bhakti arises and their body trembles. Jebo Shila Vaishnaver Nikate Shraddhai, Tahar Hridoye Bhakti Hoibe Udoy. For one who has Shraddha and remains close to a Vaishnav, bhakti arises within his heart. Pratame asibe tar mukhe Krishna nam, namer prabhave pabe sarva guna gram. When Krishna nam first enters his mouth, by the influence of the holy name, he obtains all good qualities. Vaishnaver kiki dosh dhorile, Vaishnav ninda hoy, jati dosh, purva dosh, nashtra pray, avashish dosh, kadachit kadosh. That means finding fault with the Vaishnav is criticizing a Vaishnav. Finding fault with his birth, his previous faults, those faults that have almost disappeared, and his momentary faults. All of that is considered Vaishnav Ninda. Criticism of a Vaishnav. Vaishnaver jati ar purva dosha dhare, kadachit ka dosh dekhi je ninda kore. A person who finds faults with a Vaishnav's birth or with his previous or momentary faults is guilty of criticizing. Oh, I see it's 8 o'clock, so we'll end here with this session, with this section. Nashta pray doshaloye kore apaman, jamadande kashta pai she sabagyan. Considering those faults that have almost disappeared is also offensive. All this is ignorance, and such a person will be punished by the rod of Yam. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, anyone who criticizes a Vaishnav's birth, his faults due to occasional carelessness, defects in him that have almost been eradicated, or faults in his character prior to his coming to the path of Sharanagati, that person is guilty of criticizing a Vaishnav and is an offender of Vaishnavs. Such a person will not attain Nam Ruchi, a taste for the holy name. One who takes shelter of bhakti with Shraddha, um, one, who, um, one who takes shelter of bhakti with Shraddha becomes a pure Vaishnav. The aforementioned four types of faults can rarely be noticed in him. There is no possibility of any other faults in him. Vaishnaver mukhe naam Mahatma prachar, Shri Vaishnava ninda Krishna nahi sohe ar. A Vaishnav's mouth always propagates the glories of the holy name. Krishna will not tolerate anyone who criticizes such a Vaishnav. The Vaishnavas are so dear to Krishna, so Krishna can't tolerate anybody who criticizes somebody so dear to him, who's always propagating the glories of him, of the holy name. Dharma jog jag gyan khanda parihari, je bhojilo Krishna nam she sarvopari. Anyone who rejects dharma, yoga, Yaga, who rejects performing their religious duty, Varnashram Dharma, who rejects yoga. Yaga means sacrifices, and the Gyan Kanda, the pursuit of knowledge, of impersonal knowledge. And so anybody who rejects all that and worships Krishna Nam is the best. Okay, so we will end here. It is 8:02. Sorry, if I didn't have to leave in the middle of this session, then we probably would have been finishing this chapter today, but really sorry about that. But yeah, that's our program for today. What's tomorrow? Just looking at the calendar. Just seeing what our program is tomorrow. I hope we can finish this tomorrow. Yes, we can. There's no, yeah. So 14th February, we'll finish reading this chapter. And then the day after that, the day after tomorrow, is my Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Vigyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj's 127th appearance day. So we'll have a special program for that. And then on Sunday, we will memorize the third verse of Dashmula Tattva this next Sunday. Yeah. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. A very nice song to sing by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. A nice song on this topic. What we're reading today is Hari He Nira Dharma Gata Jana Vishalile Pankapena Drishta Hoy. It's Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's song on the, what verse of Upadeshamrita is it? Drishtrai Sabhava Janatar Vapushashta Doshar. Is that the 7th verse? I don't know. That's my guess. That it's the 7th verse. Or maybe it's the 6th verse. Anyhow. But yeah, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes a song. And that's, yeah, very appropriate on this topic. Since it's late, maybe I won't sing it now. Maybe in the next session we can sing it though. That's the song I always go to if I ever feel that I've criticized a Vaishnav. This is the prayer. This is the prayer for if you've criticized a Vaishnav, your prayer to rectify yourself, and to your prayer to Krishna that I never, oh He Nandanandan She Aparadhe Jeno Nahi Hoy Hata. Oh Nandanandan, please may I never commit such an offense to a Vaishnav, which comes due to their swabhav, their nature, or because of any bodily defects. And then he says, Tomar Vaishnav Vaibhav Tomar. Your Vaishnavs are your very Vaibhav. They are your very glory, your opulence. Oh, may they be amare karunadoya, may they be merciful to me. Only then will my path lead directly towards you, right? How does it go? Anyways, and I shall attain your lotus feet. It's a very beautiful kirtan. So it's in the Gaudiya Kitikucha if you'd like to see it. Harihe Nira Dharma Gata. That's how it starts. All right, I'll do a short Jaidwani and then, oh, sorry, yeah, and then we'll end. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Nitya Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai, Shri Harinama-cintāmaṇi Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Jai, Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Jai Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇi Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Ki Jai, Jai Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Jai Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Oh, and whose appearance day is it today? One second. Jai Srila Bhakti Suhrid Akinchana Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai, Tudya Shubha Tirobhav Titi Ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrinday Tulsi Devai, Priyay Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyashcha, Kripa Sindhu Bhyayevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Chatamai Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Premavati Didi, Ganga Mataji, Pradyumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Vidyalalasa Didi, Hari Priya Didi, Krishna Mai Didi, and I see there are 10 devotees. Okay, so everybody ended coming back. So great. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry about having to leave in the middle like that. And we will finish this chapter tomorrow. Yeah, I'm sorry for not finishing it today. That was my plan, but what to do? Right, Haribol. So anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream? Okay. See you all tomorrow. Haribol.